I feel bad. I think you should punish me really hard because I feel bad that I've gotten away with twice now not uploading a video and not being punished. Ugh. Okay, so this week I didn't actually do a fantasy book. Harry Potter and Philosophy, if Aristotle ran Hogwarts. Oh my god, I love this book. It came out in 2005, and if you remember, that was during a time period where there was a lot of discussion on, like, adults reading Harry Potter, and why do adults like Harry Potter, and Harry Potter's just a kid's book, and that kind of stuff. And it's obviously not. I'd say for the most part, people realize that now. Like, after Half-Blood Prince, and especially after Deathly Hallows, I don't see how you're going to say, yeah, that's only a kid's book. A kid's book does not have so much, like, death and destruction. I mean, obviously, kids can read it. Like, I would have been fine reading it at age 9 or something. Would have taken me longer. But it's not just a kid's book. And this came out at the time when there was kind of discussion about that, which I never understood because I've always, known that it wasn't just a kid's book. But whatever. It takes the Harry Potter series up through Order of the Phoenix, because it was published before the last 2 books came out, and looks at them critically in a philosophical manner, and I love it. I love that it kind of, helps illustrate that you can always look at something in a deeper, more fulfilling, critical manner, because you can. And that's why Harry Potter is not just a children's book. It has philosophical issues, and it's really good. And I think this would also be good for those, like, I'd say middle and high school students who maybe haven't quite gotten the hang of critical reading yet, that you can find things to read critically about. Some examples, shall we? Okay, so the book is divided into 4 sections, and they model them after the 4 houses, and each one has a different topic, right? Section 1 is Gryffindor, the characters of Harry's world. One of my favorite chapters in this one is Dursley Duplicity, the morality and psychology of self-deception. Good one. The next section is Hufflepuff, morality in Rowling's universe. I liked The Mirror of Erised, why we should heed Dumbledore's warning. Good chapter. Slytherin, which they call Nocturne Alley and the Dark Arts. Is ambition a virtue? Why Slytherin belongs at Hogwarts. That's a good one. Ravenclaw, many-flavored topics in metaphysics. Why Voldemort won't just die already. What wizards can teach us about personal identity. So great. Obviously, I can't, go through everything or, read it to you, but I love reading in depth. And sometimes, I am kind of naturally a critical reader, but sometimes you forget. And sometimes you're just reading because it's a story. And, reading something like this makes you think. Whether you agree with the conclusions they came to or not, it's very good, and it makes you think about things, makes you think about Harry Potter critically. And if you're one of those students who hasn't gotten the critical reading down yet, it, kind of illustrates how you can think about anything critically. I think a great paragraph that kind of helps sum up why I like this book, and that it's not, just a children's book and whatnot. It comes on page 177, and it says, "We began by talking about the widely different perspectives on Rowling's series. Aristotle had the insight that the truth often resides between the extremes, and this is likely the case with Potter. The books may not be suitable for 6-year-olds, but that doesn't mean they're not suitable for 9-year-olds, not to mention most adults of all ages. The books may well broach moral complexities, but that doesn't mean they're morally ambiguous. They may not be the greatest literature ever written, but that doesn't mean they're not good. They remain infinitely better than many books that tout a kind of worldview that offers little encouragement to think seriously about anything at all. The Potter books are well written, not to mention incredibly fun stories that generate conversation well worth having." And I completely agree. I mean, I would say, by this point, lots of people have read Harry Potter, obviously, and probably the audience, which likes to watch my Fantasy Thursdays, also has read Harry Potter, but if you haven't, I would suggest reading it. You could read this without reading Harry Potter too, but I would suggest reading it and then reading this, because it's good, and I like it very much. I think, going into a kind of small tangent, it's why I love Harry Potter so much. It's not my favorite book, or, series of books at all, actually, but I still love it immensely. I've had hours of conversation with my friend late at night, start talking about things. Oh, I was reading Harry Potter, and then I was thinking this, and then we all of a sudden get into, really deep discussions about it, philosophically, and I love philosophy. And it's very beneficial that way. If you like Harry Potter, read it. If you like philosophy, read it. Especially if you haven't read Harry Potter, I think it would be a good way to kind of, get you, oh, yeah, cool. If you like Harry Potter and philosophy, then I don't know why you're continuing to watch me, because you should go get this. Most of us know that the Sorcerer's Stone was not the original title for the first Harry Potter book, correct? It was the Philosopher's Stone. But they changed that because they didn't think that the American audience would like that and would be turned off by the term philosophers, because, ooh, philosophy, hard and not fun and not cool and maybe even pretentious. I don't know what kind of ideas people have about philosophy, because I certainly enjoy it. But they changed it from the Philosopher's Stone to the Sorcerer's Stone because of this kind of attitude that Americans have. And so if you think that you don't like philosophy and that it would be over your head or it would be really boring, I still think you should check this out. If not this one, there's actually other books like this, They're Popular Culture and Philosophy series. They have a bunch of them. You can actually go to opencourtbooks.com if you want to, see the full list, if Harry Potter's not your thing. But I still encourage you, if you're not sure, philosophy's your thing, check out one of these books. I was right. They do have The Simpsons and philosophy, The Matrix and philosophy, Lord of the Rings, baseball. I mean, they've got 38 titles so far, and upcoming, they've got things like Stephen Colbert and philosophy. They've got a whole series. So if you're reluctant to read something because you have this idea of philosophy that it's going to be hard or over your head or boring, then if you don't want to check out the Harry Potter one, please just check out something else, something that you enjoy, whether it's Star Trek or Star Wars or, you know, The Simpsons. Check something out and tell me how you like it. I'd really like to know. Especially if you've read the Harry Potter and philosophy things. I would like to know how you liked it, because I absolutely love it. But really, great book in my opinion, and I'll see you all next week. Oh, and don't forget to punish me. I need punishment.